Wake up. It's already halfway through 2025 and you're still making excuses? You want to build an empire? Then you better start acting like a fewing emperor, not a peasant begging for motivation. This is your wake-up call. If you don't have a crystal clear vision for 2025, you're not building, you're drifting. Dan Peña didn't become the trillion-dollar man by accident. He followed the blueprint, executed relentlessly, and never took advice from losers. In this video, I'll give you his no BS blueprint to dominate the rest of 2025. Get brutally honest with yourself. That's where it starts. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. Look around you. Your income, your habits, your friends, your physical health, your business or lack of one, everything in your life is a direct result of the standards you've tolerated. And if you're not where you want to be, it's not the government, your parents, or the economy, it's you. Dan Peña doesn't waste time coddling people with feel-good stories. He drops the hammer with truth. Why? Because without truth, there is no transformation. You've been lying to yourself for years. You say you're working hard? Bullshit. You say you're focused, but your screen time is up 20% this week. You say you want success, but your actions scream comfort. You scroll more than you execute. You plan more than you do. You talk more than you act. Until you admit that, you're stuck. That's the trap the average live in. Denial wrapped in positivity. But Dan didn't build a billion-dollar castle by being positive. He did it by being ruthless with reality. Look in the mirror and ask yourself the hard questions. Am I operating like a high-performance machine or like a lazy, undisciplined amateur? Do my daily routines scream elite execution or pathetic excuses? Who am I surrounding myself with? People who challenge me or people who enable my mediocrity? Dan said it clearly, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Your circle is either building your empire or burning it down with their dead-end thinking. You want to build something in 2025? You want a vision that actually means something? Then the first brick you lay must be built on truth. Not fantasy, not fluff, not feelings. The truth is your foundation. And truth hurts, but it also heals. When you finally admit you've been playing small, you can make the decision to level up. When you finally acknowledge that you've been procrastinating, you can start executing. But until you face the reality of who you've become, you will never transform into the person who can build what you're dreaming about. Being brutally honest isn't about tearing yourself down, it's about clearing the path. It's about cutting away the lies, the excuses, the noise, and seeing yourself clearly. Because only when you know exactly where you stand can you map out where to go. If your vision for 2025 is built on delusion, it's already dead. But if it's built on truth, no matter how ugly, it has power. You don't fix what you don't confront, and you don't rise until you face what's keeping you stuck. Brutal honesty is your liberation. And when you master it, everything changes. So quit lying, quit pretending, stand in front of the mirror, rip the mask off, and meet the real you. That's when the building begins. That's where empires start. Not with dreams, with truth. Create a clear, ruthless vision. Not a soft, fuzzy dream. Not some half-baked, I hope I get there fantasy. I'm talking about a vision that punches you in the gut every morning. A vision so clear, so detailed, so intense, it feels like you're already living it. If it doesn't scare you, if it doesn't make your palms sweat, it's not big enough. Dan Peña doesn't talk about setting goals. He talks about creating commandments, unbreakable, non-negotiable standards that define who you are and where you're going. Your vision for 2025 isn't something you hope for. It's something you demand from yourself. What does your business look like exactly? Is it generating 6 figures a month? Do you have 10 employees under your leadership? Are you running meetings with power, closing deals with confidence, expanding globally? Don't just say, I want to grow my business. That's lazy, weak language. Get specific. What industry? What niche? How much revenue? What's your exit plan? Do you even have one? If you're not thinking like a CEO, you're just playing with Legos while other people are building skyscrapers. What does your bank account look like by December 31st, 2025? What numbers are you seeing on that screen when you open your app? If your answer is more than now, you're already losing. Write the number down, visualize it, feel it, make it your obsession. Dan Peña didn't build a $450 million 0-cents castle by hoping his investments would work out. He strategized, he calculated, and most of all, he executed with certainty. And what about your relationships? Who's still in your life and who's not? Are you still wasting time with toxic, low-energy losers who drag you down? Or are you surrounded by people who challenge you, stretch you, and hold you accountable to your highest standards? Your vision must include every area of your life: business, money, fitness, family, legacy, everything. Because if you don't define it, the world will define it for you. And trust me, the world doesn't give a damn about your potential. Vagueness is for broke people. It's for the ones who post quotes about grinding but never actually grind. It's for the people who say someday instead of now. Clarity is power. Ruthless clarity is nuclear power. It separates the elite from the average, the killers from the crowd. So carve your vision in stone. Etch it into your mind. Make it so vivid that there's no room for plan B. Define it or die trying. Because if you can't see it, you'll never build it. That's not motivational fluff. That's cold, hard truth. The question is, are you finally ready to get serious about your vision, or are you just another dreamer wasting time? Feel the noise fast. If you're serious about building your empire in 2025, then you need to make one thing very clear. Not everything and everyone deserves your attention. Most people lose not because they lack talent or drive, but because they're drowning in distractions. Dan Peña doesn't sugarcoat it. He says it straight. You'll never make $1 million listening to your broke cousin's opinion. And he's right. Harsh truth? Maybe. But it's the kind of truth that can change your life, if you're brave enough to listen. You've got people around you who mean well, but they're poison to your vision. Every time you let someone else's fears, doubts, or mediocrity infiltrate your mindset, you're watering down your ambition. You're leaking energy, wasting time, and sabotaging momentum. Cut the crap. You don't owe unlimited access to anyone. Not your family, not your friends, not your old high school buddy who still plays video games all night and thinks ambition is too much pressure. If they're not pushing you forward, they're holding you back. And dead weight doesn't fly. Start with your phone. How many hours do you burn scrolling through meaningless content, checking other people's highlight reels while your own life stays stuck? Delete the apps. All of them if you have to. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, even YouTube, unless you're using it to level up your skills or fuel your execution. You're not gonna build a legacy binge-watching nonsense at 2 a.m. You're not gonna find your purpose in a comment section full of nobodies. Say no more. Practice it, say it out loud. No to the party. No to the pointless meeting. No to the coffee chat that turns into 2 hours of gossip and regret. Every yes to distraction is a no to domination. Your energy is currency, and you need to spend it like an investor, not like a gambler. And when you finally cut the noise, build in silence, grind like a ghost. Don't post every move, don't announce every step. Let your results scream so loud they make people uncomfortable. Be the quiet storm that's building an empire behind closed doors. That's how real killers move. Pena didn't get rich trying to impress broke people. He got rich by working harder, thinking bigger, and shutting the world out until he had something worth showing. Execute like a warrior. You don't need cheerleaders. You need results. You need systems. You need that tunnel vision where everything else fades away and only the mission remains. Focus isn't just a productivity hack. It's your new religion. Worship it. Protect it. Obsess over it, because in a world full of noise, the one who controls their attention controls their destiny. So you want to build your vision for 2025? Then cut the noise, starve the distractions, feed the execution, and watch what happens when the world finally sees what you were building while they were busy wasting time. Take violent action daily. Most of you are still planning, still researching, still thinking, and that's exactly why you're stuck. You've fooled yourself into believing that preparation is progress. It's not. It's procrastination wearing a productivity mask. Dan Peña would slap the excuses out of your mouth and say it straight. Just fucking do it, because guess what? Nobody's coming to rescue you. There's no mentor dropping from the sky. No perfect moment is going to appear. There is only now, and now is slipping through your fingers every second you hesitate. You want to build something great, then start doing great things daily. Action is the only separator between the dreamers and the doers. The world is full of people with million-dollar ideas and $0 bank accounts. Why? Because ideas without execution are worthless. You can have the vision of a lion, but if you move like a snail, you'll get eaten alive in this jungle. Business, life, success, it's not for the soft. It's not for those waiting for clarity or confidence. Those things come after you move, not before. Taking violent action doesn't mean recklessness. It means moving with intensity, speed, and purpose every single day. While others are talking about their next move, you're already 10 steps ahead making your next execution. You're not worried about perfection because perfection is just another excuse not to act. Dan Peña built his empire by taking massive, imperfect action, then course correcting in real time. That's how winners think. They move fast and fix fast. They don't sit around worrying about failure. They expect it, learn from it, and keep moving. You need to wake up every morning with fire in your gut and a target on your back. You are either hunting or being hunted. And if you choose to be passive, if you choose to keep learning instead of doing, you've already lost. No one gives a damn about your plans. The marketplace rewards execution, not intention. Show up with results or shut up with excuses. At the end of the day, ask yourself one question. What did I execute today? Not what did I read, not what did I think about, not what video I watched. What the hell did I do? Did you make the call? Did you pitch the idea? Did you push past fear and act even when it was uncomfortable? Because that's where your future's built, in the discomfort zone. That's where the real growth happens. Burn the to-do list and pick up the phone. Stop journaling and start closing deals. You're not here to feel productive. You're here to dominate. Violent action is your weapon. Use it daily, relentlessly, without apology. Because in the world of high performance, the one who moves fastest wins. Every damn time. Winners don't rely on motivation. Motivation is for amateurs. It's fleeting. It fades the moment things get uncomfortable. And let me tell you, building something meaningful, something legendary, is always uncomfortable. You think Dan Peña woke up every day feeling like it? Hell no. He didn't wait for a mood. He built routines so strong they operated with or without his emotions. That's the difference between people who dabble and those who dominate. High performance habits aren't a luxury. They're the damn foundation. You want results in 2025? Then you need to develop discipline so tight, so ruthless, that it eliminates choice. You don't wake up and decide to work, you just do it. That's why 5 a.m. wake-ups aren't some cheesy self-help trend. They're a declaration of war on weakness. While the average person is still drooling on their pillow, real players are stacking wins before sunrise. Why? Because success doesn't come to the lazy, it comes to the obsessed. Every hour you waste in comfort is an hour your competition is using to pass you. Daily targets are non-negotiable. If you're not hitting specific, measurable outcomes every single day, you're not building, you're fantasizing. Winners set goals with teeth. They don't say, I want to be rich someday. They say, I will generate $10, 0 cents K this month through X strategy, and then they reverse engineer every step to get there. High performers don't just track progress, they hunt it. They audit their own output like a machine, adjusting and optimizing until success becomes inevitable. And here's the kicker: relentless accountability. You must become your own executioner. If you said you'd do it and you did it, there should be pain attached to that. You don't need a coach, a mentor, or a boss to tell you when you're slacking. You need to hardwire accountability into your DNA. Peña built the quantum leap advantage by demanding the highest standard from himself and everyone around him. He didn't tolerate weakness, not in his actions, not in his circle, not in his decisions. That's the level you need to embrace. Don't expect to feel good every day. Expect to suffer, expect resistance, but train yourself to perform anyway. Habits are what carry you when emotions betray you. And they will betray you. But routines, discipline, systems, that's your shield and sword. Build them like your life depends on it, because it does. Your vision for 2025 won't come to life because you wanted it. It'll manifest because you forced it through repetition, grit, and high-performance habits that made excuses irrelevant. You don't get what you wish for, you get what you consistently execute. You are the average of the 5 bums you tolerate. If the people around you are broke, lazy, negative, or small-minded, guess what? That's exactly what you're becoming. Every time you engage with mediocrity, you lower your own standards. Dan Peña doesn't mince words about this. He says, if you hang around with losers, you will become one. Period. It's not a maybe. It's a mathematical certainty. Success is contagious, but so is failure. If you're surrounding yourself with people who make excuses, who validate your weaknesses, who tell you to slow down or relax, then you've already lost the war before it began. These people are cancer to your vision. They smile in your face while slowly killing your ambition. They don't mean harm. Some of them are even family. But their presence is poison because they make average feel acceptable. And in Dan's world, average is the ultimate insult. You want to elevate your life? Get around people who make you feel stupid, who intimidate you, who've done 10 times more than you and still treat you like you haven't done shit. That's how growth happens, in the fire, not in the comfort zone. Dan surrounded himself with killers, people who didn't care about feelings, only results. You want to win like Pena? Then you better start vetting your circle like your life depends on it, because it does. High-performance people don't keep toxic friends. They don't entertain gossip. They don't tolerate energy vampires. They protect their mental environment like it's sacred, because it is. You have to make hard cuts. You might have to walk away from childhood friends. You might have to distance yourself from your own family, not out of hatred, but out of necessity. Loyalty to losers will cost you everything. Dan often says, you either build your dream or you die in theirs. And most people's dreams are nightmares disguised as comfort. They want to retire with nothing, do nothing, and die with nothing. And they want to drag you with them. Your job? Cut the rope. Start looking for mentors who scare you. Join masterminds where you're the dumbest person in the room. Pay for access to high-value networks. Go where the killers are and stay quiet. Learn, absorb, level up, then bring that fire back to your own execution. Iron sharpens iron, but only if you're willing to be forged in heat. This isn't about arrogance. It's about standards. If you lower your standards for the sake of friendship, you betray your future. Dan Peña didn't become the trillion-dollar man by playing nice. He became it by demanding more from himself and everyone around him. You have to do the same. Surround yourself with killers, people who challenge you, push you, criticize you, and expect more from you. That's the price of greatness. And if you're not willing to pay it, you don't deserve to be in the room. You want a blueprint for 2025? Here it is. Vision, brutal truth, ruthless execution, and zero tolerance for mediocrity. Stop talking, stop wishing, start building. Remember, excuses don't build empires. Execution does. Let's effing go.